Well, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It feels like Groundhog Day. I did this yesterday, and I'm doing it again today to do a test on this microphone setup again. And I've got to upload it to YouTube to be able to get the full sound quality that I need to compare. So that's why I'm doing it again the next day. So I've gone back to the microphone that comes with the camera. It's a cordless mic. I don't want to go into details and make everyone bored, and I actually don't want anyone to really watch this because this is just for me to do the comparison. But I need to ride, and I need to have the same conditions as yesterday to do the comparison. So while I'm riding, I've just got to go to town to get a few things. I sort of pretty much go into town every second day nearly, just as an excuse to go for a ride. That's how much I enjoy it. You might say I'm a little bit addicted to motorcycling. Have been all my life, really. It's an illness that can't be helped. I did mention yesterday that we got through Christmas, we both survived, and I very nearly didn't. And I just thought I'd yabber on about that for a brief moment, just as again an exercise to try the microphone, and some of you may or may not be interested, and I doubt you will be. Wendy's mentioned it a couple of times already, but I'm allergic to a bee sting, and I carry an EpiPen because I go into anaphylaxis quite quickly. But I'm now also finding I'm allergic to wasp sting, and particularly a paper wasp. And in between Christmas and New Year, I was stung by a paper wasp while I was helping my neighbour fix their mower. Got me right between the shoulder blades on my back, and straight away I knew I was in strife. I felt the sting and I knew what it was, so I ran home, which didn't help because that got my blood flowing even faster. Ran home, grabbed my EpiPen from the motorbike bag, ran inside. It was early morning. I woke Wendy up and I said, I've been stung. And she said, where's your EpiPen? I said, I've got it in my hand. As soon as I feel a symptom, I'll hit myself. And within seconds of saying that, I could feel myself going down. Things got all blurry. So I whacked the EpiPen into my leg. Excuse me, I've got to edit that bit out. Sorry, I had to cough then. I'd edit that bit out. So I whacked myself in the leg with the EpiPen, and I went down like a bag of you know what. Apparently I can't say that word on YouTube. Shit. Anyway, so I was out to it, laying on the bed, or half on the bed. The neighbour ended up turning up and didn't realise how bad it was, so she put me in the recovery position. The ambulance turned up, gave me IV and all sorts of stuff, and then monitored me, and they have to take me to hospital. I had no choice because there could be a recurrence a little later from the venom of the wasp, so they have to monitor me for 3 or 4 hours in the hospital. I did eventually come good, and Wendy came and took me home. So that was fun. And I just hope that doesn't happen too often, because the ambulance is not cheap. I do have insurance for the ambulance, and I've already did one trip last year in the ambulance, and then a second one, so I hope the insurance covers 2 in 1 year. About to find out, I suppose, when the bill turns up and I try to claim on it. So there was that. And then a couple of days after that, I put a deposit on a motorcycle that I saw online at a dealership in Wollongong, which is well south of Sydney, about an hour and a half south of Sydney. And long story short, for whatever reason I thought I was going to buy this motorcycle. Put the deposit on it, got the cash out of the bank. Wendy put me on the train late one evening. Actually it was Boxing Day evening. Train down to Sydney overnight. Sitting up on the chair trying to sleep was fun. Arrived into Sydney about 7:30, straight onto a train, local train down to Wollongong, about an hour and a half rail trip down, walked to the dealership, found the motorcycle and said, "What's with this oil leak all over the right hand side?" And they said, "Oh, what oil leak?" Because I asked on the phone, "Any oil leaks?" "Oh, no. Well, yeah, there was. And there were a couple other red flags. Long story short, I got back on the train, back to Sydney. Couldn't get a train home, so I found a coach that was going up that evening. So onto the coach and back to Grafton that night. So I was away a little over 24 hours. Wendy picked me up at 4:45 the next morning. Home, tail between my legs, firmly implanted and never to come out again. Stick with this little beauty because she is a beauty. No oil leaks, no problems, does the job. Yeah, I still haven't got I paid a deposit online and I haven't got that back yet, and I've rang them and they said, "Oh the accounts have got your request for a refund of deposit." Well, it hasn't arrived, so I'll be on to them again today to see what's going on. I mean, if I ring up about something, and I did say I want my deposit back if I find any problem with it, "Oh yeah, for sure." So let's hope that happens, folks. Well, I think that's enough rambling. I'm following a learner vehicle, so I'm going a bit slower than I normally would, but I think the wind noise, if it was going to affect anything, it would have by now. So I will bid you all adieu. Again, it's a test for the microphone to do a comparison to what I did yesterday. I do have to put it up on YouTube so I can watch it on the big television and assess the sound, and that's why I'm doing it. And again, I don't expect you guys to watch, but if you have been watching, we appreciate it. You get a glimpse into what's involved in putting these YouTubes to air. And yeah, we're not good at it. We admit it, and we thank you for putting up with us. Over and out, ladies and gentlemen. Again, we're going to do some trips away as soon as we can and film them and hopefully bring you some lovely scenery from around Australia. Well, that's another thing we want to do. We want to go around Australia on the bikes. That will be an epic bit of footage. That won't happen until we have no little dog and no Poppy in a home to look after. Cheers.